Hey friends, I want to share with you some of my tips on making a lavender tea. Now, you might be asking, why would I need to drink a lavender tea? Because lavender is not necessarily one of those flavors that we think about when we think of tea. But lavender is a wonderful flavor and it is very beneficial for your health. You might want to Google the benefits of lavender tea. I like to mix my lavender with lemon, and I like to sweeten it a little bit with stevia. You could also use honey, but I'm gonna show you what I use, and I'm gonna use a couple of different methods on how I make my lavender tea. So I bought this big bag of lavender. This is a food grade organic non-GMO lavender buds. I'll show you what it looks like. I make crafts like eye pillows for my clients. I'm a holistic practitioner, so I like for them to relax when they're in my office. And so I made some of those. I've made them as gifts. And this lavender petals goes a long way. When I make my lavender sachets, I use flaxseed in with the lavender in the little eye pillow. Super simple, easy sewing project if you're interested. But this is what the lavender petals look like. They are just dried petals. There's some stem material, which is totally fine as well. And then I take an infuser. If I'm making just 1 cup of tea, I use a single serving infuser. If I want to make tea for my husband and I, or for more people, I can use this infuser, which fits down inside of a mason jar, a half-gallon mason jar. This is great. The holes are super small, so the plant material won't go through. So I'm going to share with you just making the 1 cup in my tea infuser. And so I just put the dry material in there. And then I'm gonna squeeze a fresh lemon, just a few drops. It depends on how much lemon you like. If you're doing a detox, you might wanna do a whole lemon. And then I'm gonna use a couple of drops of my organic stevia. Like I said, you could use honey as well. You can tell I'm getting over some things that we had over the holidays. Lots of people have had these things, and I know that this lavender tea is going to really soothe some of that remnant stuff that I have hanging around. So we're just going to let that infuse. The water has now gone through there, and I think you might be able to see the lavender material there, and it's going to sit and steep. Now, let me share with you another way, if you don't have lavender plant material around, that you can make lavender tea. So I'm gonna put the lid on that, let that just steep over here for a little while I taught you about another way you can use materials to make your lavender tea. So I love and use Young Living essential oils, and they have an organic, non-GMO, food grade line of essential oils called Vitality oils. This happens to be the lemon. It does come in lavender. It also comes in this bottle with the purple label. This purple label is technically labeled for topical and aromatic use. It's what you would put on your body or in your diffuser. The difference in the oil in this bottle and the oil in the lavender white label Vitality is just the label. So the oil inside of this bottle is the exact same as the Vitality. It just has to be packaged separate, so you're not drinking something that you use topically or aromatic. Agencies look at this as a cosmetic, and this is a food. Both are GRAS, G-R-A-S, generally regarded as safe. So if you don't have the raw plant material, then you can just use your essential oils, the Young Living brand essential oils, because they are food grade. And you just put a drop or two. You can add it to a tea bag. Let's say you have just a normal tea bag. I have one right here. We'll just go ahead and open it for demonstration purposes. This happens to be an organic ginger black tea. Let me get some scissors. So what you would do is take a teacup, grab one out of this cabinet, okay, and you would put the oil right on the tea bag. Probably if I'm using lavender tea in the evening for relaxation, I'm not going to use a caffeinated herbal tea with my lavender. Just don't want to keep you up, okay? So make sure if you're using this for a bedtime tea that you're not using something with a lot of caffeine. I'm going to use a couple of drops of lemon. I'm going to put that in a cup and pour the boiling water over it and let it steep just like you would a tea bag for any kind of hot tea. Now this is going to infuse into the water. You can add your stevia or honey to this and sip on that. So I hope that you enjoyed this video about making lavender tea, and I hope that you'll try it, because lately, like my daughter who's in college, she's in medical school, she comes home and she's like, oh my gosh, I had this great lavender tea at a tea shop. It's kind of a fancy thing, and you see it in some of these upscale places. The problem is they're using lavender flavored syrup to make those lavender flavors inside the tea. So save yourself a little money and actually use the herbal benefits of lavender in your tea and make it at home. So I hope that helps you, and I hope that you're staying well with all of this junk that's going around.